Welcome back to the Unfortunate Diehards podcast, where I'm the only adult here. Hashtag number 63. He's undersized. He's skilled. Some people think he's underrated. It is Senators legend and Leafs legend, Tyler Ennis. Trying to lead you astray with maybe like a Brad Marchand, but no.
Thank God you didn't choose Brad Marshall.
But welcome to the podcast. I'm a Sens fan, so my life doesn't matter currently. Evan.
I disagree, bro. Your life matters the most.
Wow.
Your life matters. Your team doesn't matter.
Oh,
Make the distinction.
What's your name?
My name's Omar, and I'm your Leafs fan, and I'm not very happy right now.
Okay. No one asked. I'm Sufyan, I'm a Cavs fan, and I'm actually really happy right now. What the hell? My stress is almost about to be over, so.
That's actually one way of looking at it for me as well.
Hey, man. Be positive. That's what I always say, right?
I'm O negative.
All right. How have your weeks been?
Our week has been good. Our week has been filled with Portuguese adventure.
Lots of fish for me and Omar.
Absolutely. And more precisely, lots of Pizza Hut.
I don't know. Did you send Evan the picture?
I actually should.
We were in Lisbon.
Every night in Lisbon.
Yeah.
Every night in Lisbon, we would get back to our Airbnb, usually by like 10-ish or whatever. And then there would usually be a game coming on at like 12. And Pizza Hut is open till midnight there. So every night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, all 3 nights, we ordered 2 large pizzas from Pizza Hut.
It's not a we. You ordered.
Yes.
Pizza every time.
I ordered Pizza Hut pizzas 3 nights in a row. And at the end, I had a picture of 7 pizza boxes. 7 large Pizza Hut pizza boxes.
Their large is like a medium, though. So that's like okay.
Yeah, actually, no, their large is essentially the same as our large. That it was also like 10
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same large. I was
The
surprised.
slices are the same, but it looked smaller.
I mean, maybe slice wise, it's smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we were nice and healthy. It was counteracted by the fact.
I ordered these fish, white fish. I think they were cod tacos. And I was like, okay, you know what? White fish. I'm not a seafood person, so white fish is like very mild. It doesn't really taste like fish. Actually, it doesn't really taste like anything, to be honest. So I was like, you know what? I can handle white fish. So I thought, let me order white fish tacos. And the tacos came. And it was all raw white fish in the tacos. It was just filled with raw fish. That's all that was in there as well.
It's probably fresh.
Yeah. It was fresh, raw fish, completely raw. That's all that was in there. There wasn't even like, I don't know, lettuce or whatever else you'd want to put in there. Just fish, stacked, raw, completely raw. The menu didn't specify that it's raw fish.
Yeah. I don't know. It looked kind of like cat food, though.
Yeah, so I did not enjoy that part. Then we went to this Portuguese restaurant because we're like, okay, we have to have like a Portuguese place. But I realized that for me, Portuguese food is like not good because I ordered, we all ordered the same roasted cod with potatoes or whatever, and it's just not that flavorful. I don't know. Anyway,
the roasted cod was amazing, bro. I don't know. I'm usually not the one on the side of fish. But this cod was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was good quality cod, and I had a few bites and I was like, okay, flavor wise, like it's not bad, but at the same time, it's also not something I would ever order again. So yeah,
And
for me, the highlight of food was Pizza Hut.
So. That's crazy. But fair.
Evan,
my highlight was all the flat whites. Moving on to Evan, how was your week?
Yeah, it was filled with Canada and cows. And yeah, that's all I got.
Pretty much every other week.
Yeah.
Canada and cows.
All right, let's get into it. We got playoffs to talk about.
Can we just get my series out of the way?
No. I have a question.
Sure.
That's not my question. This is the pre-question.
Yeah, you can swear. Go
Where
ahead.
the fuck is William Nylander? That's what I want to know.
I guess we're starting with Toronto-Boston then. Okay.
I got completely vetoed, bro. I was just trying to move on. Okay, now that he has the question out of the way, the Caps versus the Rangers.
No, we gotta get into the question. Okay, so apparently we have
Oh
fresh
God,
news on
man.
that this morning, you know. Apparently Nylander has been dealing with intense migraines. So they've been trying to figure out what's going on, and they're concerned that it could be a concussion. So he's been held out. However, apparently he's most definitely, or at least like 80% playing game 4 tomorrow. So that's the latest we have according to the Leafs, that he's been dealing with some intense migraines. So that's why Sufi and I were talking about how in practice there's videos of him on Twitter, and we're like, this guy looks like he's completely fine. What's the injury? So yeah, physically he is completely fine. It's just he has some migraine issue apparently.
That was pre us knowing about this, by the way.
That was pre us knowing about this. Yeah, now this morning is when I actually found this out, that he apparently has some intense migraines. So they're doing testing to see if it's a concussion.
Like it was very similar to, when you see Mark Stone in practice and you're like, wow, he just looks completely normal. It's almost as if he didn't miss too much. But the difference there is that this was actually an issue. So, but yeah.
So let's see if he draws in tomorrow. Apparently he should. So we're hoping that. But anyways, now that we're on the topic, Leafs are down 2-1. Wah, wah, wah.
Shocker.
Game 3 was a let's call it a frust fest.
Frust Fest?
A frust fest, meaning a frustrating game, a game of frustrations, a frust.
The thing is, okay, here's the issue that I'm seeing with the Leafs here is like, I think I've told you this as we were watching, where I pretty much profusely annoy you for 60 minutes.
Yeah, you really do. Yeah.
But it's like when my dad watched hockey a lot, and I would annoy him, but now he doesn't really watch hockey anymore, so I've turned to you as my father. But so what I was thinking is like the Leafs players outside of like the regular players that don't really get annoyed by stuff, Matthews, Marner, etc. Someone like Bertuzzi, who we've talked about playing on the edge and like how that's important, etc., is kind of on the wrong side of that right now. He did score, he had some points or whatever, but there's a lot of just really dumb penalties that he's feeding into like what Marchand does, and like Marchand is definitely winning the "I'm in your head" battle. Where I think there was like the instance at the end, it was in game 2, where Bertuzzi just like slashes Marchand behind the knee for legitimately no reason. There was like very little connection at all with Samsonov. Like when you're going for the puck after the whistle, there's very little that happened there to warrant a slash to the back of Marchand's leg, and Lechushkin or whatever getting another penalty for roughing in that same scrum.
How do you not know
I
his
noticed
name?
that, but I noticed a lot of
Valerie
that throughout
Nichushkin?
a lot of that throughout the 3 games, where a lot of the Leafs like role players are kind of losing their head for no reason at all.
They lost their head, yeah, in game 2 or game 1, one of them. In game 3, they didn't do much.
Yeah, they're still generally frustrated, There's a lot of tension.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, Bertuzzi didn't get like some stupid penalty for retaliating to Marchand or slashing him in game 3 or in game 1. It was a game 2 thing that we saw, right? So like, yeah, they've done dumb stuff, but like it hasn't been. No, for me, that's not the issue for 3 games. No, the issue for me for 3 games is very clearly, the power play for Toronto is absolutely atrocious. Horrendous power. They went 0 for 5 last game. Like we can't really even sit here and talk about Leafs players getting into dumb penalties when they get 5 power plays in a game. Like I don't care if they got 2-3 penalties or whatever it was in the game. They got 5 power plays. Like I don't care what Bertuzzi does if they get 5 power plays and they can't score on even one of them. So if you get 5 opportunities on the power play and you can't score, I'm not gonna blame some dumb penalty you took for the game. I'm gonna blame your own power play. And the fact that Boston took 5 penalties and you didn't do shit about it. Also, the other one is Samsonov is what the hell? I don't understand how to ever think about him. Like sometimes it's like, oh look, you made a good save, and then oh look, that a 15-year-old should have made that save in house league. So I don't
Exactly what
like
he
that.
was in Washington.
Sorry.
He's exactly what he was in Washington. It's
Yeah.
like,
So that Trent Frederick goal in game 3, that short side nothing shot, which when I was watching, I was like, okay, he's gonna block with that aside or something. That goes in. How does that? No screen, no no power in that shot. A low short side shot from like
And it was from an angle too.
from an angle pretty close to the blue line, right after entering the zone. Like, how do you let that puck in a game 3 playoff game? It's like it's unacceptable. Um, like the Marchand goal, I won't fault him for because whatever, it was a nice shot. He hit the top corner. Like, good on Marchand for that. Um, and the second goal that he let in, I believe it was a puck that went to his glove. He didn't catch it. It went down in front of him or something like that. I can't remember. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was something like that. Which again, I thought he should have done better there. So I just never know what we're getting with Samsonov, and that's what's frustrating. That even if the Leafs are playing in a tight game, like that was a potentially going into the third period with a 1-0 lead, and instead you go in to the third period now 1-1 on a goal that is not even your fault defensively or anything. It's just a stupid goal that the goalie should not have let in. It was a nothing shot. The other issue there, the mind games with Marchand are a thing sometimes because they do like to get him. I guess he does get in some of their heads, but that's like third down the list for me. I need these other two things fixed first. The power play needs to change, and I don't understand why. Like, I'm not surprised that the power play is struggling and has struggled for lots of portions in this season, especially because I don't know in what world do you think of Guy Boucher when you want to have a power play coach. I don't know in what point. I'm not saying Guy Boucher is like a terrible coach or something. No, he's fine. In what world, in his entire resume of coaching over, I don't know what, 10 years, 15 years, however long he's been doing it in the NHL, in what portion of that time do you think power play Guy Boucher? Yes, I don't understand how that. So, you know, that's my little rant.
It's fair enough, bro. I also think like just how this series gone, the general low eventness of it favors Boston because of how they're built defensively.
Yeah,
Especially like the first two periods of that game 3 it was so boring, and I was just like, this is exactly what Boston wants to do with the game, especially with like if they keep chances remotely to the outside, etc. Like Swayman isn't going to let that in. In game 2, they were able to get inside more and like create more rush chances, and they were able to get to Ullmark because of that. But in game 3 and game 1, there wasn't much going on for the Leafs inside of like rush plays where they really actually thrive over like cycle chances, for example.
yeah. So, anyway, 2-day break in between games till game 4. So, giving Nylander a bit of extra time to rest up and figuring out some lineup things. Hopefully, we go back to Boston with a 2-2. I actually prefer going, like, the away games are much better because Leafs are on some, like, 5-game home playoff losing streak and they can't seem to win at home. So, let's get the hell out of Toronto, man. Go play on the road. Even against Tampa last year, we only won one game at home and ended up winning the series on the road. So, yeah.
Ivan,
But
how do you feel?
I don't know if I should out myself right now.
You haven't seen a single game.
No. Because I either have to fall asleep at like 9 or I have to be up at 6 or I'm dead.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
What do you
but
see out of the rest of the series?
Toronto to lose.
Fair enough. Well, you and me both.
well, you predicted Toronto in 7, Evan.
I know.
Let me just go over our predictions for this series to see where we're all at. So Evan had Toronto in 7. I had Toronto in 7, and Sufyan had Bruins in 6.
Yeah,
So
man.
all of us
Again,
still on track technically.
there's very few series where our outcomes are like literally impossible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Sufyan,
It's only the
Tell
New York
us.
one, but in that one, no, sorry.
I put 5.
No, yeah, no, sorry. Yours is impossible in Dallas, Vegas, I think.
I said 6, didn't I?
No, you said Stars in 5. So yours is impossible there.
We'll get there when we get there. What was I going to say though? Yeah.
We
Sufyan,
go to the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers.
Evan, what were you going to say?
Omar, stop talking. Sufyan,
Yeah.
Washington and Rangers. Tell us about it.
There's not much to say on the series, man. It's pretty much gone exactly how everyone said it was going to go. I'm sure Omer feels horrible. Yeah, it's gone pretty much how everyone thought it was going to go. So I'm not really. It's just Rangers dominating the play. We're significantly outmatched, etc. Without Sandine and Jensen especially, our D core is kind of depleted with like AHL guys, and then one of our AHL guys also got hurt in game one. So we're like reaching 10th, 11th string defenseman now on our blue line. But you know what? This game three, that's happening in about 40 minutes. It'll severely determine how much I care about the rest of the series. Because if we go into game 4, 2-1, goes without saying, I'm obviously going to be hopeful that we can go into New York 2-2 after that. But generally, the Caps have played better with their backs against the wall. They apparently just love adversity at this point. So I'm going to take that as the positive going into this game 3 and game 4. A lot of things need to go right for that to happen, etc. Like Ovechkin to be not a ghost, Strome to figure out a little bit more, and then just if we can get at least one of Sandine or Jensen back, that'd be huge for us. And on New York, there isn't really much to say. Like they're kind of just playing how they did in the regular season, in the playoffs right now. Like Shesterkin hasn't really had to be anything spectacular for them. So
Yeah, this series is going pretty much exactly how I thought it was gonna go.
bro, there's no. That's why I didn't really put much of an argument whenever I saw the actual predictions that everyone had, because I was like, if I wasn't biased in this situation, I would do I might have picked Rangers in 4.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I remember thinking when we were doing our predictions last week, I was like, I don't see at what position these teams are even remotely close. But I mean, I think I said Rangers in 6, and I think like I am leaning now towards like I think that could still happen. I'm not like I think game 1 was a bit of like a slap from Rangers, like it was like a 4-1 game, but I think game 2 was, I mean, what was it, a 3-2 or 4-3 victory for Rangers? It was a 1-goal game. It was it's not like Washington was outmatched everywhere completely and they couldn't stay in the game and whatnot. So they've shown that they can be in the game. I do think that home ice will help them. So that's why I actually do think they're going to pull off a win, whether it's tonight or game 4. But I think they're going to pull off a win here on home ice at least. So I don't think it's like before.
My prediction before the series in just general circles was that we'll either get swept or we'll go to double OT game 7, and that's very much still in play.
Yes.
If we win, that's pretty much how we're going to win, and when we lose, it's pretty much going to be a sweep.
If you think about it, you're halfway to a 2-2 series tie.
We're right where we want them. We wanted them to win their home games for like a false sense of security.
Yeah.
And then we'll clap them in these 2 games.
The thing with this series is though you can't really like I can't bring it down to like, oh, the Caps should do this differently or the Colts should do this differently. It's just the teams are too outmatched. So I don't think,
especially with Jensen and Sandino, like our defense is depleted to like the max at this point.
Yeah. So I don't think there's like, oh, what's Washington doing wrong? It's just not, your team is just not as strong as it needs to be to play the Rangers.
Just play better, bro. That's all it is. Just play better.
That's just what it is. But anything can happen.
Crazier things.
Let's go over our quick predictions for this one. So Evan had the Rangers in 5, which seems like it could be the most likely outcome. I had the Rangers in 6, and Sufi, you had the Caps in 7.
All 3 still passed.
So the next series that I'd like to talk about is the series where I legitimately, thank you, Sufi, for sending me this. I sent it to like 8 people. Maybe the greatest save I've ever seen.
Oh, Bobrovsky.
No.
The Lightning and Panthers, and they won 3-2 that game in overtime, and it was 2-2 when that happened. You can argue, oh, he shouldn't have shot there. Diving backwards with his arm. Oh, that was an insane save. Thank you, Bobrovsky.
That's playoff Bobrovsky for you. The guy is.
Oh, he turned it on, man.
I mean, the series has kind of surprised me though. I wasn't expecting a 3-0 Florida lead.
I was contemplating the series in 5, but then I was like, Tampa history, blah blah blah, 6.
So just to clarify, Evan had Panthers in 7. I had Panthers in 6, and Sufi, you also had Panthers in 7.
Shoot.
Yeah. So a 3-0, like it could be a sweep. Are they playing? They're not playing tonight. Sorry, they played yesterday. So yeah, it could be a sweep tomorrow, which is surprising.
I think that would be good for whatever team the Panthers play next, Carolina, I guess. The thing is, they can both also just sweep.
Yes.
Although, wait, no. Oh, no, they play, I think they play the winner of Toronto, Boston. So I think that,
Florida plays
yeah,
winner of Toronto Boston. Yes.
it could be completely wrong here. But, like, I mean, if Florida sweeps, it does play in the favor of a team that like Boston or Toronto if they make it to the second round. Because we've seen where sweep becomes too much rest for a team that plays a team that's gone to game 7 or something, right? But like if Boston beats Toronto in 5, then none of that really matters. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Tampa's just looking very outmatched. Hedman and Stamkos were kind of my X factors for the series because they weren't very good at all in the regular season at 5-on-5. And they've been pretty much the same in the series.
Stamkos has a couple of power play goals, I think, right?
Which is what I'm saying, 5-on-5.
Yeah.
He scored 40 goals, and over half of them were on the power play this year. So
yeah, I think Florida is too much of a beast right now. I don't know if Tampa's gonna pull out this win.
And again, this series, there's no real standout player for Florida aside from Bobrovsky. Like, there's no one really dominating. Like, Kachuk's been good. Like, Kachuk's been pretty much what you expect of him. Barkov, same thing. And a lot, like, for Hagee, for some reason, just loves overtime. I think he's like top 5 or something in playoff overtime goals. And he's played like a third of the games than every other guy on that list. Which is absurd. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it'd be a huge mountain for Tampa to climb.
Yeah, massive. 3-0 down is against a team like Florida is not easy.
Yeah. Hey, technically, our predictions are still in play, though. You know,
technically, although I think honestly, I do think we're seeing a sweep here.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, at this point. Maybe just rest Bobrovsky, play Stolars for this one game.
All right, the final Eastern Conference series, the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders.
So this one, we watched the first one, right? Or like we watched part of it.
Yep.
And Freddie Anderson stole that game.
Yes.
He was absolutely insane. And I said to you right after that game happened, I was like, if the Islanders were going to have any chance of this series, when they play like that, they need to win.
Yeah.
Because they dominated like the majority of that game. But Carolina won 2-1 because Anderson played absolutely insane. And then the next 2 games after that, Carolina didn't let them breathe at all because Carolina dominated the next 2 games. They only had Islanders only had 12 shots in the second game, and in the third game it was again not close. So for me, this is going exactly how I thought it was going to go. For me, this wasn't that much different than the Cavs versus Rangers series, even though I obviously picked the Cavs. That was just a homer pick, but it isn't that much different to that series for me, where Carolina is just significantly better on paper than the Islanders.
Yep.
And especially because the goaltending in Islanders, we see it as being like their main claim to potentially winning a series. Varlamov was good in the first game. The second game, he wasn't very good. And then Sorokin came in the last game and he got pulled. So their strongest part of their team is faltering, and the guys on offense or defense can't really pick them up at this point.
Yeah. I agree that the Islanders played really well in game 1, and they not winning that game had a big impact on them. But that game still quivers in the face of game 2 when they were up 3-0.
Oh, it's true. I did forget about that, but it just became so lopsided in the end, in the last minutes of the game.
So for me, that's where I think they've lost the series more so, because sure, Adri had a good game in the first one, and Islanders deserved the win and stuff, and Carolina pulled it out because of Anderson. So that one hurts. But I think going up 3-0 and not finishing that off, I think hurt them more. That was still a 1-1 series coming back to New York if they had managed to fix that. But now they're also on the verge of a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, I do think this probably does end up just going 5. I think Islanders will get that game to make it go to 5. At least I'm thinking anyway. I did think that they were going to win game 2 and they didn't, so I could be wrong. But yeah, I think Sorokin has a better game this game than what he has in the past, in the last game and to end the season. I was also surprised that they started Varlamov over Sorokin in the first place, which I
Yeah,
found a little
I was
weird.
surprised about that too.
But
So
yeah,
our predictions for this one were Evan had the Islanders in 7.
still possible.
I guess so, yeah. I had the Hurricanes in 7, and Sufi, you had the Hurricanes in 5. So I think you might nail this one, Sufi. I have a feeling.
Very well could happen. Watch this
All
be the
right,
sweep. Ugh.
our Western Conference. I want to start with
Start
Vegas.
with Vegas, Dallas, bro.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to
what I'm
say
saying.
something about this.
I want to
I've
start
been
with Vegas
looking,
and Dallas. It's a
bro.
2-0 Vegas lead.
I've been looking at the stats from these, and I have zero idea how Vegas is up right now. Dallas dominated both games like unequivocally, and it's just the juju that Vegas has for winning apparently because they got outplayed both games significantly, and they're up 2-0.
That's one like I gotta watch. I think is it tonight? They play tomorrow night, game 3. But yeah, I haven't seen game 1 or 2 because we were in Portugal and the game was at 3 a.m. So
Yeah,
so I'm interested to see how the games are going. Yeah, I didn't know that Dallas was dominating these games.
bro, they have dominated these first two games. They're down 2-0. So this is where I'm just like I've seen teams go down 2-0 by losing their home 2 games and coming back and winning the series. My team did that in 2018. Thing is, Vegas is on paper better than most wildcard teams have been. But Dallas is also built like a Mack truck. So I think it's very much still like in play for Dallas. Like I don't think that they're anywhere near out of the series, especially with how they've played. Uh, so it'll just come down to Ottinger figuring things out a little bit more in through games 3 and 4. And Dallas pretty much just playing how they've been playing the first 2 games.
Also of note is Vegas's players who they got and also got back have been making a big impact. They've been scoring
Yeah.
timely goals. Stone, Hannafin had one, Eichel scored. Um, I don't know. I don't think Hurdle scored one yet, but I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
he's due for one.
yeah, he had an assist or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hannafin's had a good series so far for sure.
yeah. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, I don't. This is one of those series where I don't think 2-0 is like a big like whoa 2-0 concern. You know, like I don't.
Yeah,
I think Dallas could easily pull off two wins in a row
Dallas
here.
also has enough playoff experience players to not be phased by this kind of hole. That's such a weird sentence. Um, but guys like Pavelski, Suter, uh, even Ben Sagan have had. Ben Sagan made it to the finals. Yeah, what am I saying? Like have had extended runs to the playoffs. So I think that they'll help the young players step up a little bit more, and they'll be right back in the series by the end of the weekend.
But I
I'm
think
hoping anyway. Because
this is what we were saying though. You can't. Vegas is Vegas.
Vegas is the NHL's baby. Pissing me off.
So Evan had the Stars in 7. I had the Stars in 7, and you had the Stars in 5. So me and Evan are still in play here.
That was pure hater stuff for me, though. That was that.
Yes, I know it was. That's why I told you, please change it, but you didn't listen.
No. I'm gonna be on brand, bro. Never
All right.
change.
Let's move on to the Colorado Avalanche and the Winnipeg Jets. I believe
What's wrong with Connor Hellebuck?
game 3 is tonight, right? Yes.
Yes. Tell me.
This is an interesting one because a lot of goals have gone in.
That's what I've been saying, bro. Hellebuck has never performed in the playoffs except for 1 year.
I don't know,
He's the
like
backup on the team.
Hellebuck's like okay again because again these games have been late and we've been in Portugal. I haven't seen them, so and I haven't really seen actually I haven't seen highlights either. So I don't know what goals Hellebuck's letting in. I gotta say when he lets in 7 goals that he should have some of those.
6, yeah. The first game was 6.
I thought it was a 7-6.
Yeah,
Wait,
but that's
Winnipeg.
the game the Jets won 7-6.
Oh, Winnipeg, yeah, okay, yeah, so 6.
They
Yes.
won
I want to say he should have
5-2
had one of
after
those.
that.
Look, see, here's what I think that Hellebuck just has to be better than a not so great Georgiev. So
I mean, it goes without saying, but like the thing is, I don't think that like I think with how high octane the Avs offense is, which is similar to the Jets, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
but like the star players on the Avs, which we know to perform in the playoffs every year, plus the fact that the Avs defense is also just better than the Jets. Like this is pretty much just Hellebuck needs to figure it out and be a superstar goalie, not just better than the other goalie.
Yeah, this is what I was saying too when you're doing our predictions that like these teams maybe match up or like have comparable forwards and forward groups and stuff, but like the star fact like McKinnon, Ranton, and McCarr, there's no match for them on Winnipeg.
Their match is Hellebuck, who isn't playing
Exactly.
like it.
Exactly. Like there's no match for them in terms of firepower on Winnipeg that can do what they do. So I mean it's a 1-1 series. So
Yeah.
both it's not like one team is outmatched or something. Clearly Winnipeg is in this series. And we're going into Colorado now.
The altitude.
The altitude. So I don't know. This one's up for grabs. I don't know. I actually don't know if Hellebuck doesn't perform well. This could go either way still.
Pretty sure we all said 7. Evan might have said 6.
Evan said Jets in 6. I said Avs in 7, and Sufi, you also said Avs in 7.
It's gonna be a long series.
Yep.
Just be completely different by the end of the weekend.
All right, we have the Canucks and the Preds. How are we
Oh,
feeling about the Canucks?
this got severely altered by injury. I'm changing my pick entirely on this, like in my head. Not not obviously I can't change my prediction, but like Demko being hurt just hurts the Canucks more than anyone else on their team. Like Quinn Hughes could have gotten hurt, and I'd still probably be in favor of Vancouver winning. Or even like Pedersen or JT Miller. If any one of them got hurt, I would still be in favor of Vancouver winning. But Demko getting hurt, completely different story for me.
Yeah, Demko getting hurt is big. So I don't know. I still hope Vancouver can pull this off because I do want them to win. But
A little more exciting.
it makes it more exciting if it's Vancouver in the playoffs and not Nashville, like whatever. But
Okay, like Nashville's a good city.
no, Nashville is a good city. It's just hockey wise, Canucks are more interesting. Um, I would say we haven't have we seen much from Pedersen in this series?
In the first 2 games, I mean, not that much.
No, right? So I'm still waiting to see like a Brock Besser goal, a Pedersen goal. I don't know if
He's
he's got one yet.
he's looking like apparently that he's having confidence issues from what I saw from there's Frankie Corrado or whatever. He does like their
Oh
reporting.
yeah.
Like he was saying that Pedersen's a completely different player when he plays with confidence versus without. It's very similar to Nylander. When Nylander is confident, there's a huge difference in the game. That's how he's been for the last couple of years, more consistently, right? And it's been the same with Pedersen when we've seen him go from 66, 70 points to 100 plus points the last 2 years. Just completely different when he's.
But the nerves and like the confidence stuff is what we kind of anticipated going into this series.
First playoffs.
Exactly. It's the first playoffs for these big guys. So,
Yeah.
It's
What is that series right now?
Sorry?
What is that series? 1-1?
It's 1-1. So Vancouver won game 1 and then Preds took game 2. It was a 4-2, I think, Vancouver win and a 4-1 Preds win, if I'm not mistaken.
Still anyone's game.
So yeah, we have Evan had Canucks in 7. I also had Canucks in 7, and you had Canucks in 6.
Yeah, long series. The
Long
same with the Jets and Avs, where it's just like these ones. We could look after the weekend. It could be 2-2, 3-1. It'll just completely be different than what we're seeing right now. It's kind of hard to say where it's going to go.
All right. And to end it off, your Edmonton Oilers and Los Angeles Kings 1-1 series tie currently. Game
It's hard
3
to say
in
with this one.
Los Angeles tonight.
First off, the games were at 3 a.m. for us. Did not see anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure Evan, if he's sleeping at 9 p.m., also didn't see anything.
We saw highlights though.
Yeah. And the highlights are always fun because the Oilers are the Oilers.
Yeah.
And the Kings do have a very nice offense. So that Kempe goal in game 2, I don't know if every one of us has seen that. Did you see that, Evan?
Mm-hmm.
Where he
Batted out of the air.
batted out of midair, but he hit it once first and then he batted it midair. It was absurd. But yeah, and I mean McDavid in game 1 was insane. Like he dominated from start to finish in that game. And just setting Zach Hyman up for tap-ins, which is pretty much their story of their whole season.
Continued.
Yeah, it does come down to this series is pretty much just which one of Talbot and Skinner can hold it down more for their team.
Yep.
There's just going to be a lot of goals, yeah, because both defenses have questions, and their offenses are both good. Obviously, the star power on Edmonton, and whereas there's a lot more depth on the Kings. Honestly, very similar to Jets and Avs. The difference is that the Oilers, man, it didn't hurt them in game 2, but the first game, I don't know if you saw. I know you saw it for sure, Omar, because I watched the highlights with you. But that goal off Nurse's foot, which was just going, it was a pass. Skinner had no chance on it because it was just literally a one-timer from his foot. And
That
then
was- yeah.
Cody Ceci, man, breaks a stick on a pass, which, you know what? Unfortunate, I'll give it to him. But then instead of like batting the puck to the corner or like just the side of the boards or like out of the zone, he just passes it right to the Kings player that's directly in the middle of the ice, which is just such a Cody Ceci thing to do.
That was more. I mean, the Nurse one, I was like,
That's unfortunate.
yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, both camps there, it was unfortunate, but it was also like Nurse wasn't even looking at the puck. It looked like he didn't even know
They
where
were
the puck
both
was.
just like, why? Yeah.
Yeah, so I do put blame on Nurse for that one as well. But like the
Yeah.
Cody CC one was just atrocious. Like
That was probably one of the worst defensive Rayco plays I've seen ever.
just falls, gives it right. It was a perfect pass to LA. It was insane.
Yeah, he face planted and then just passed it right to them, man. That was brutal.
The thing with this series is I'm not sure where it's like. I know right now it's 1-1, so we can say like it's close and whatnot. I just don't know if it is close or if it's just Edmonton kind of shat it in the second game and they're gonna end up still because I just don't think the firepower again. I don't like if McDavid's on and Draisaitl's on. I just don't know if this goes to 7 games. You know.
It very well could, just because the Kings do still have some experience on their team. Like not only Kopitar and Doughty,
Yeah.
they do have a player from Montreal's Miracle Run, and Philip Deneau, who seems to be the Kings' most like important player when it comes to series against Edmonton, because he's the one that's always matched up with McDavid. And you can't stop McDavid from getting points or contributing in any way, but you could try to slow him down, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not like guys like Matthews, even Ovechkin, because they're so scoring heavy, where it's like if you can prevent them from shooting, you're most likely preventing them from having a major contribution to the game. Guys like McKinnon, Draisaitl, and McDavid, they contribute so much in terms of like just playmaking and the ability to make everyone else on their team better, where it's hard to contain fully. But Deneau can, with how good he is defensively, he's the guy that can shut down McDavid, hopefully enough for the Kings to make this a long series.
Absolutely. So this one, Evan had the Oilers in 6. I had Oilers in 6.
We all had Oilers in 6, bro.
Oilers in 6.
It's still very much possible.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Stack Game. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is brought to you by me. Hello, I'm Evan. So, since you two have watched some playoff games, I thought I would ask you a playoff question about these playoffs. Whoa. It's obviously going to be a guess, but I'm going to change it up. If you can guess 5 of the top 10 with 5 strikes of the hit leaders in this playoffs, because hits are up like 12 hits a game or something from last year. Can you name me any of the players?
Isn't there like 2 series that have like the most hits of all time or something like that? Like one of them. Oilers and Kings had a lot of hits.
Leafs
Boston
also had lots of
Boston
hits.
have a lot of hits.
I'll say
Literally,
Ryan.
I saw a roster sheet showing one of these teams that had like 2 players that had 7 hits. Charlie McAvoy, I think, has a lot of hits.
Would be.
I know he had a lot of hits in one game. I don't know if he has them for every game.
I said let's play it safe and just go Reeves.
Does he get enough minutes to have a lot of hits?
I don't know how many minutes he's been getting, but every time he's on, he goes and hits people.
This is on you.
It's like all he does.
This is a no more guess. Guess.
Reeves.
Ryan Reeves is number 2 with 18.
Live and die by the sword. Well, I mean, if McAvoy had 7 and 18 is 2, I don't know. Can I do my guess then? Since I gave you
What?
Reeves, I picked Charlie McAvoy.
Wrong.
Where is he? Where is he?
Okay, strike one.
Not there.
Mm,
I'm also
He's
gonna.
12. He's 29th.
We don't have to say this one right now, but I'm gonna put it out there. I think potentially Bertuzzi as well, but we'll let that
yeah,
go.
I could see that. I mean, if you mix in a couple of stupid slashes, he's probably like first
I don't
by a
think they
mile.
count slashes as hits.
Yeah, I just think idiot.
The other one,
I think Bertuzzi's safe, bro.
sorry.
I think Bertuzzi's safe.
Okay, Bertuzzi.
Bertuzzi is number 300. I'm kidding. He's number 6 with 16.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so we need it's 6. Wait, what? So 18 is damn.
Yeah.
They're all.
Trocheck,
He's not even the hits leader on the Rangers. I don't think.
who is
By him. I don't know, like Truba or something.
Truba.
Wilson would probably be a guess, but they only played 2 games. So I think for any of those guys, it'd be hard for them to be on the list.
I'm going to need to push you for an answer.
Essentially, both of them could be there. What about is there any Leafs defensemen that hit? What Pat Maroon?
Labushkin.
He could be there. Maroon.
Maroon could be there. Honestly, even Marshall could be there.
He's a low guy, bro. Do we need to know if his hits count?
I guess so.
I don't know. Just go with one of your Leafs guys.
Leafs guys. Okay. In that case,
We got 5 strikes. I'll think of something in the meantime.
if I'm going another guy on the Leafs, I'll probably lean towards McCabe.
Okay. I like that.
McCabe.
That is your second strike.
Ah,
I hated that. All right. I mean, there's a 3 games. There's two teams with 3 games, which is Islanders, Hurricanes, or 2 series, and then Tampa, Florida. Chernak, is he playing or is he hurt? I don't know
Chernak could be there.
if he's playing. I have no idea if he is. Florida, Blomberg.
Actually, Kachuk. I don't know if he's had, but no, he's more like a slimy guy.
Yeah, but he does he hits decent amount.
He does hit.
Okay, how about we just go Boston again, like Carlo or something, or
Harley Coyle.
Coyle, Maroon.
Yeah, I think we're pretty safe with the Boston guy.
Maroon.
Yeah, let's go Maroon. Fine.
That is your third strike.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think we need to go to LA and Edmonton. I know they had a lot of hits. I just don't know who was doing them. Doughty, Anderson,
who's
Darnell Nurse, Evander Kane, Cody Ceci, ironically.
Not Cody Ceci, no way.
Vincent Desharnais. He's contributed in some way.
I don't think Cody Ceci would be on there. Okay, let's say, you know who I actually think would be on there this series, and you're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna laugh at me.
You got the Reeves run, right? So,
But someone who's been hitting a lot this playoff is Austin Matthews.
All right, bro.
He's been hitting like crazy this series.
Maybe this is why Evan asked the question, because Austin Matthews is on there.
You wanna go for him?
This is not me, bro. This is you.
Austin Matthews.
That is your third player on the list. Austin Matthews is third with 17 hits.
See, I didn't laugh at you. I accepted it. Let's stick with Leaf players then. Mitch Marner.
Oh, come on, no.
Domi. Again, another guy where I'm like, do his hits count? Realistically.
Domi is not a hitter. Nah.
Livachushkin.
I'm thinking a couple of guys on. Oh, Labushkin. I don't know. I think a couple of guys on Tampa potentially because they've played 3 games. We have
Yakov Trenin. Where does he play? Does he play in Tampa? Because I remember talking about that at deadline. He like led the league in hits last year. Then again, I don't know if he's playing at all.
I don't know either. I actually don't know these.
We'll save that for if we run out of
Hey,
strikes.
you said Chernak. Why don't we just go Chernak?
Because again, I don't know if he's hurt or not.
Can we
We
just
haven't really
check if
watched
he's
much of
hurt?
that series. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna need to push you for an answer.
Okay,
Let's go
go.
Darnell Nurse or Vander Kane. I think one of those two.
Sure, go ahead.
Vander Kane.
No.
Oh no.
Darnell Nurse. No, no.
Is that our third strike?
That's our fourth strike.
Oh, so we've gotten Reeves, Bertuzzi, and Matthews, right?
Yes, these are all your guys. So you're making this guess. This is all on you.
Matthew Nyes.
Just like the Caps are about to get swept. So
I don't know. Check who on Carolina hits, like,
why Carolina?
not because they've played 3 games.
True. What about the Islanders then? Because the Islanders are the ones that are running around trying to stop Carolina. Ryan Pullock,
Yeah.
Matt Martin
He's playing?
could be retired.
Actually,
I don't know.
he is
I'm pretty sure
playing.
he's playing.
I don't think he plays that one. How about, like, I'm thinking of another Leafs player.
Shock.
I can't. I
We
don't
just
know.
need 2 more, but we have a strike. So
I mean, I've been watching the Leafs games have a lot of hitting, and I keep seeing Leafs players hitting, like
And then I'm gonna need to push you for an answer.
Lyubushkin or Benoit or
Benoit hits. I've seen Benoit hits.
Benoit hits, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't
He's
play
hitting.
defense.
He laid out. He laid out Pasternak last game, like laid him out.
We're not talking about the girthiness of his hits. We're just talking about hits.
Open ice layout.
Are you feeling Benoit?
I feel like he's doing that a lot.
All right, man. Do you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Simon Benoit.
He's not on the list.
Oh,
Simon Benoit is number 9 with 16 hits.
Let's go. Bro, just keep going Leafs players, bad. Libchushkin. Are these
You
all
You
just
have one. You have 1 strike. This
No, 2
tells it
strikes.
all. No, you have 1.
really? Oh, do we want to take the chance on a Leafs guy?
Wait, we need one more player, right? And we have 1 strike?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is overtime, essentially.
Well, I'm not making the pick because I haven't gotten a single one right. So there's the off chance here that this is all 10 just Leafs players. Matthew Knight might be on this list.
Nah, no, not Matthew Nyes.
Nick Robertson. Cal Yarncroc? Does he hit?
Not enough to be on a list like this.
Brody.
The only other Leaf guy that I thought would be on this was McCabe, and he wasn't. So, like, I know
No.
Lyubushkin kind of hits and stuff, but I don't think he, like, I haven't noticed him that much this series, like, hitting people a lot. Like, I've noticed Matthews more than him.
What about Boston guys then? Like, because this is the most
Okay, Boston guys,
in a series.
Pat Maroon, Marchand possibly, Frederick possibly.
Frederick hits a lot.
I don't know who else, though.
Carlo.
Carlo,
He hits a lot.
Charlie Coyle. There's a number of guys it could be on. It could be any one of them.
Potentially be 6 more guys.
I'm going to need to push you for an answer.
Okay, you choose a
Bro, I
Boston
feel
guy.
like
You choose him. Coyle or
You choose the Boston guy. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking Coyle
I'm thinking Coyle or Frederick.
or Frederick as well is what I'm going to say. One of those two.
Also thinking Carlo. I'm also thinking it could be Brad Marchand, which is all 4 of the guys that we just named.
Choose between Coyle and Frederick.
Let's go Frederick.
Sure, Frederick.
The laser is pointed at Earth, and I need 1 guy to hit a shot. I'm picking Sufjan. Frederick's on there with 16 hits.
Is Coyle also on there or no?
He is not.
Let's go.
Is Marshall
Let me
on
go
there?
through the list. I'm going to go
Yeah.
10 up.
Okay.
So, tied for 4th or 10th is Mitchell Chaffee,
Okay.
Simon Benoit, Trent Frederick, Anthony Chiarelli, Tyler Bertuzzi, Nico Mikola, Jordan Stahl, and then Matthews, Reeves, and number 1 he has played is Eric Chermak.
No way.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Can't believe that came up to my head. I remember him getting injured last year. I just had no idea if he was playing this year. Apparently he was really playing.
Yeah. That was a fun stat game.
Wonder where Yakov Trenin was. I feel like he was there somewhere. Meandering. McAvoy did have 7 hits that game. He just only had 2 in 3 the other games, I guess. So your roster game this week started some riots. 2011,
Oh no,
and it is 2011 Vancouver Canucks,
that's
who played in the playoffs that year. Essentially, Evan didn't start watching hockey at this time, I think, or he was at the very beginning. Since Omar's been watching hockey since the beginning of time, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Evan to go first.
Great.
you were watching
Alex
hockey in
Burrows.
2011? Okay. Sorry, you said
What?
Burrows?
Wrong. No,
Henrik
correct.
Sedin?
Correct.
Daniel Sedin.
Correct.
Roberto Luongo?
Yep.
Alex Edler.
Yep.
Kevin Bieksa?
Yep.
Ham Hughes.
Ryan Kessler?
Corey Schneider.
Yep. Played
Okay, unless
5
I'm
games.
stupid and this guy never played for Buffalo, although for some reason I think he did. Ehrhoff?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yes.
There's another Buffalo guy on here.
Cody Hodgson.
There you go. Cody Hodgson made the cup final, man.
I'm kind of
Okay.
stuck now. Was Chris Tanev on this team?
Chris Tanev was on his team. He played 5 games
Oh,
in the playoffs.
that's a pull.
Bro, his stats are just 0. Like even the plus minus is 0.
Oh yeah?
Crazy. He
Booth?
literally did nothing. 5. 4.
Whatever.
3.
Brock Besser. I don't
Brock Besser.
strike one.
Yeah, good effort though. I'll tell you, you guys are missing their whole third line.
No.
One guy that was in their top 6.
Brandon Sutter.
Oh, I thought he was on this team, but negative.
I was like, that's a third line Vancouver guy.
Yeah, this might have been pre Brendan Sutter by like a year, to be honest. Strike 2 for Evan. Yeah, you guys you're missing like half their like decor, but
You said we're missing their whole third line.
yeah, and there's one guy that played in their top 6.
Is the Indian guy on this team?
You tell me.
Nah, when did Manny Malhotra retire?
You tell me.
It's been a while, has it not?
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
No. Okay, Manny Malhotra.
Correct.
Oh,
That was one of the 4th liners I'll give you, but
well, I thought of him when you said third liner.
yeah. No,
Crust.
Okay, Omer, you win if you can get the next player because Prust is wrong.
Is that third strike?
Yeah, for him. But since you have 2 strikes, you can take a stop out of here. But I'm giving you 30 seconds total for 2 players because otherwise we'll be here for a while.
Is it Moen?
He might have been on Montreal at the time.
I don't think I can get anyone else.
Okay. So Omer wins, but the players here are I will go in alphabetical order. Alphabetical. Goalies were Luongo and Schneider. You guys got both those. Andrew Alberts, Keith Ballard, Kevin Bieksa, Alexandre Bolduc, Alex Edler, Christian Ehrhoff, one of the third liners. Actually, no, this guy was a 4th liner. Tanner Glass, Dan Ham Hughes. The guy that played in their top 6 that is probably a third line forward is Yannick Hansen. Third liner Chris Higgins, Cody Hodgson, Ryan Kessler, Maxime Lapierre was the name that I thought you guys could get.
I actually probably had a better chance at Higgins than that. I remember that name.
Yeah. Malhotra, Oreskovich, Mason Raymond was another one.
Oh, Mason Raymond.
This guy, I don't know if you guys would have got him, but like he got suspended in those playoffs for a pretty bad hit. Aaron Rome. And then the other defenseman I thought you guys could get was Sammy Salo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mikhail Samuelson, Sedin, Jeff Tambellini, Chris Tanev, and another name you guys know, Rafi Torres.
Oh damn, Rafi Torres.
Yeah. But
Thank God I
this
won
is
that, considering I didn't watch hockey back then.
might have been right at the start, I guess. I don't know. That was Carlson-ish era, very beginning.
Yeah, like second season.
No, I don't think I was watching at 11.
Huh?
Good year to watch, though. Hey,
That's the
All right,
part.
well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to episode 63, or Tyler Ennis of the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. We appreciate you listening. We will be back with more playoff talk and games for y'all very soon. You can find us on
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music,
Stitcher.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM. Watch us on YouTube. Check us out and follow us at The Unfortunate Diehards on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And we'll see you next week.